Hey guys, MoneyMan300 and I got another Forza 5 tips and tricks video here. This time we're going to be talking about the Deadzone settings on the controller, which I think is a hugely important adjustment. Just as much as, the last video I did, we talked about the shifting with the clutch and how that can make you faster. Well, this one's going to help with your ability to handle and control the car. And I think it's something that everybody should take a look at and see if it's for them. I think it will be. But where it's at, you go into your Forza profile, you go into your controller, and then you hit X to go into advanced. And these right here are the default options. These are the unchanged options. I reset it to the defaults just so I could show what we have here. And I'll talk a little bit about what these mean. And I'm mainly concerned with the steering, the acceleration, and the deceleration. So what these do is add a little bit of a dead zone to your thumbstick for steering, and then assuming you're using the thumbstick and the triggers for your acceleration and deceleration. But it adds a little bit of a dead zone in there. A little bit of room for play means if you do, especially when you come down here and say this is my my acceleration access dead zone, this means for about the first 15% it's not going to do anything, and the last 10% it's not going to do anything. And the same thing across the board with the steering and things like that. What I've found and what I've seen, and saw this in the community as well, is that if you take this down and go 0 and 100, and I'll do 0 and 100 across all, this is what I run with, 0 and 100 on all of these. It really helps with your ability to control the car from a steering, acceleration, and deceleration perspective. Now, and especially given that there's already a little bit of dead zone built into your controller. So if you have that dead zone on top of the dead zone that's added into the game, it's just too much in my opinion. And what it does, it creates a situation where it does nothing, and then a whole bunch all at once. So it causes you to pretty much jam the controller, one way or another all the time, and then it just seems really inconsistent, and almost creates, especially in the steering, like a really big oversteer situation. Now, some people have looked at this and changed it and thought that it feels like it makes them understeer a little bit, and so they'll adjust this back up. It's somewhat common to do 2 and 98, but you'd have to play with it to get it. But I guarantee you it's not 24 and 95 like they had it set before. To me, that's just too much. What I would recommend is you go out with a car that you're very familiar with, on a track that you're very familiar with, and drive it a couple laps on the default settings, whatever you have it set at today. Then come and change it and drive it again and feel the difference. I think that what you'll find is that you'll like it a lot better, and it's a lot easier to control. It just feels like you have more control over the car, steering, braking, and acceleration when you do this. So yeah, I highly recommend you go in, put these in here. If it doesn't quite feel right, you can always go back to the defaults, or you can adjust it up a little bit and down from here and there. But I really think that given the dead zone settings in the controller on top of the dead zone settings here, that actually makes the car harder to control, and when you do this, you get a lot more finite controls over the car. So yep, get out there, try it. I think it's really going to help you out, and I think that'll wrap it up for this one, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.